Right, that's kind of dry. Good enough for me to do. I haven't lacquered this first and then added the there's different ways of like just, you know, lacquer it all up and then go over it with, so like oils and stuff like that. But with this I'm just going to not do that. Just a bit of watered down acrylic. I'm going to start off with some black. There's kind of a bit of dry brushing almost type vibe going on. It's just instead of just wiping, I kind of like to dab it, like dab it off. But I'm literally just going to cover the whole thing in it. I mean, straight away you can kind of see it, that tacky kind of silvery colour then becomes, you know, it looks a bit more metally, a bit more sort of natural. Getting there. I was getting there. You want to try and get it in all the nooks and crannies as well, so anything that's left, it doesn't really matter. If there's any like crappy places like the chamber and that, you can use a smaller brush and stuff. Like the bullet chambers. And I tend to just concentrate on one side first, one side and the top and the bottom, so I can keep track of where I'm going and where I am. All these tiny little places as well. Get in there. Get it in there. The thing with this acrylic as well, if you do go overboard or if you feel, oh no, I've gone a bit too far, then you can pretty much get a lot of it off at this stage anyway. But this is going to be super distressed. There's a few in the game where they've, you pick them up and they're basically in like puddles and stuff, so they've been there a long time and they are pretty much knackered, and I think in the game they only last so many shots or something before they completely deplete, beyond repair or what have you, if I remember rightly. It's been a while since I played any of the Fallout numbers. That's not me making that weird noise, it's my chicken. I don't know what she's up to. She's got the hump about something. Oh well. Right, bit more of that. Right, that side's almost where I want it. Okay. So that's what it was pretty much like before, and yeah, it's really starting to come to life a little bit. Pretty much got it to where because I'm going really really distressed with this one. Okay, right. A few nigglers in there. Cool, okay, I'm happy. So, there we go. Right, now I'm just checking to see if I can see if I've missed anything, and I can always get a dry brush, and down here I can, in those gaps there where it's really built up, I can kind of ease that off a little bit. Cool. Right, now I'm going to hit it with a bit of yellow Walker. I tend to like to use like a brush which is a bit you know, knackered, if you like. Maybe not that knackered, but there we are. So these bits that I did earlier with all the no, that is not good enough. Where's my favourite little brush? There it is. Right. Well, I did this glue and grit. And with this, I'm just going to wipe it off at the same time. Kind of rubs it in where everything's still a little bit damp as well. It's quite cool, you can really push it in there. Once again, I'll just work on the one side so I don't lose track of what I'm doing. Otherwise I'm just going to be doing this all the time and trying to find where I've been and where I haven't been. Right, I think I'm nearly good to go on this bit. Okay. Shit. Right, cool. Now that's done. I'm not even going to wait for it to dry at this stage. Bit burnt savannah or burnt ember, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just going to dab that quite sparingly, if you like, on these pieces. See, that's all coming to sort of coming to life a bit more with these different colours and stuff. Give that kind of old school, kind of rusty kind of vibe. It kind of works well for photo shoots as well if the colours are a bit more sort of vibrant. Stands out better, I should say, on camera. Right, that's that side done. I reckon I'll just give that a slight, just to tone that down a little bit. Right, this side. I don't know if you can actually see what I'm actually doing. I do apologise, this is my first video. Not say, maybe my last, I don't know. I mean, there's quite a few videos out there of people doing this sort of thing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Right, so that is that bit done. Ooh, now I've just wiped all over my face. So now what I'm going to do is that, where is it? Not that one. Shit. This one here. Oh, that's it. I'm just going to grab some black paint and just stick it in this bowl. That bad boy. I'm just basically going to dry brush this on, just literally like the tips of the bristles. It just ages the rust a bit, if you know what I mean. It makes it look a bit more dirty. Dirty old rust. You can use like graphite and stuff. Stuff you use for black grating, Stovix and all that. You can sort of rub a bit of that on, that kind of thing. But I've been doing it for a while now, and I've had to make things really, really quickly as well for different projects. When you're on the go, just to touch things up, so it's, yeah. So I think in total it's probably taken a couple of hours or so. Obviously that doesn't include the print time of the thing. But, starting to lose track of myself here. Okay. Ooh, crappy bit there. Much better. Right. Think, yeah, right, that's sorted. Okay, bosh, and then I'm going to cloth wrap this with some torn rag, which will be distressed and all the rest of it. I will cover all of this in matte lacquer. Will be the next stage, is matte lacquer the whole thing. Once that's dried, the rust pieces, I just spritz it, if you like, with gloss lacquer, just to make the rusty bits pop. And cloth wrap this, tie it off, glue it off, and then I use I 3D print sort of like bolts and stuff, and I spray them red, and it literally just slides in and out. So if you're, you know, some places you can't use these Comic-Cons and stuff like that because it needs a thing, but you can take it out if you're doing like photo shoots and stuff. So there's the pipe pistol, almost done. And yeah, gonna wait for that to dry properly, and then I'm gonna hit it with the matte lacquer, let that dry properly, and then spritz it with gloss lacquer, get the grip, the cloth handle on. So yeah, that'll be the next part of the video, and it's just a case of letting it dry, and that's done. Job's a good one. So thanks for watching. I'll be back in a bit, and cool. Right, it's had a full coat of matte lacquer, and the rusty bits, like I said, I've hit with like a gloss lacquer. It kind of gives it a little bit of a wet look, as if you just picked it up type thing, and it's damp, because rust does sweat in the real world if it's left out in, you know, dodgy conditions. So all I've got to do now to finish this build is wrap the handle. The cloth, I've got a bit of cloth which I always have a piece of cloth. Believe it or not, this was red, was white at one point, and it's just where I use it for mopping up, and I've got different colours as well of cloth. Like I say, it's like when you've got surplus crap, you know, like paints or what have you, glues, doesn't matter what it is, and you use it to wipe up, whether it's graphite or I don't know, whatever. Yeah, then I cut bits off of it, and it saves me messing about too much with it, to make the cloth for that. So I cut a strip off, and there's a really quick way of, I don't want to sort of stress it too much because it's going to be pulled tight, and it's going to be pulled tight and kind of stringy. Right, I don't know what that is, but get it off anyway. So I'm just going to use like this raspy thing. I'm not going to go crazy with it. It's going to do what I want it to do. So I'm just going to mess with that a little bit. I do have an area over there where I've got like a half round piece of dowel, which I've screwed onto the bench top, because this will chew it up otherwise. Just for the video purposes, I'm just going to do it here. So I don't have to go crazy with this because I don't want it to completely fall apart, you know what I mean? But, so there's my little bit of cloth I'm going to have. I thought I'd go for a coloured piece, and then I'm just going to offer it up first, see where I'm at with it really, see if it's long enough and all the rest of it, and see what it's like when I pull it tight. And yeah, so I'm going to have to split that so I can knot it. Yeah, I kind of like it. Gives it a, you know, a bit of contrast. There's a bit of colour on it, and I may, once this is settled, I may just put a little bit of black paint on my glove and just kind of rub it around a little bit. So what I need to do here is get the old scissors those. I do, and then take that off. Well, I use a bit of cardboard. Alright, let's get that out of the way. Chuck that down there. What side am I going to go? Right, I'm going to go that side. So, I'll spread that out a little bit, like so. I mean, this is a super quick build, really. Right. Just a bit of adhesive spray is all, hence the gloves. Right, let's pop that there. I'm just going to have a swig of ale. Right. So that's there. So I'll start off on the inside, just to stick it down. And then I shall wrap it the best I can. The more random, the better, innit? Get it so it's quite tight. And when you tighten it off, I find if you're right-handed, it's nice to have the knot on this side, and if you're a lefty, have the knot the other side. It just, I don't know, feels better on your mauler, if you know what I mean. And I'm literally just going to tie that off in a wee knot. Cheeky little granny knot. And this is, I think this is pretty much a cotton stroke poly mix. It's quite stretchy, which is all right. But yeah, and that knot, what I like to do is just get super glue and shove it in the knot if you can, and just shove it in there and let that settle. It'll just, yeah, stop that knot from coming undone, if you know what I mean. And that is it. That is the thing. So I was going to colour that, but I won't. I've got a bit of Fuller's Earth in a little cup here, so I might just, which is great for cloth. And the cool thing with this stuff, once you rub it in, it doesn't come back out. Well, unless you stick it through a washing machine. I'm not going to put it on the rest of it. But that is the build. It's let's get rid of that. There we go. Let's try and get it in shot. Bosh. It's a nice. So there we go. It's quite, you know, you can, it's all right. It's okay. Obviously, if you really, you know what I mean, it's plastic, so yeah. But for a prop, I think it's pretty bloody cool. And yeah, and it's a good accessory for anyone's, say, post-apocalyptic or dystopian type vibe. You know, it's a cool thing to go with. It's a nice accessory, I would say. You know, it's fun. And so yeah, there we go, it's done. Bish bash bosh. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, or what have you. And if you didn't, just say that was rubbish, and if you did, go, oh, nice one, that'd be cool. So one pipe pistol ready for the apocalyptos. Christy. Right, and on that note, I'm going to go and have a ribeye steak and a beer. So thank you. See you later.